Hey y'all, so today Cody and I finally got time to do the European skull mounts together. We always like to do 2 at a time, and we like to let them sit for a while, so these have been sitting for about a month now. This one's mine and this one's a friend of his that he took hunting this year. So Cody's going to kind of go through the process, tell you what you need and how to do it, so y'all check it out.
Alright y'all, so starting off, I will say what I like to do with the deer, you don't have to cut all the meat off the bone and clean it really down. These have been sitting up for like a month, like Alyssa said, so the meat will kind of fall off the bone, which is good. I let them sit. It's just depending on where you have to sit it. If you sit it close to the house, it will become very nasty and sticky. So I would advise putting it way out. I don't advise putting it in a tree because sometimes you're gonna have a buzzard or coyote or fox get it out, and it's just a disaster. So if you have a house dog, make sure you keep it up because they will get it. We've had it happen. So what I would advise, first off, cut the ears off. That's all I do. This back vertebrate, I cut it off just to where that hard part, that's gonna be part of the European mount. That's just the entrance to his brain cavity. So what I do, we're doing 2 at a time right now. So first off, you need a propane bottle. This is just a turkey cooker I got hooked up, and then a pot. Your water level, you want to fill it up. If you're doing 2 heads, you want to fill it up to about right here, because with the heads, it's gonna bring the water up, obviously. And but over time, you do want to keep an eye on it because the water will evaporate, and you have to add water as time goes on. So I'm just gonna slide this in here to show y'all about the flame. The flame right here, you want it. I've got it started. I'm gonna bring it all the way down, so that's just barely coming. And as you can hear, it's getting louder as it's going. You don't want it blaring like that because it will overheat and it will crack the bone in the skull. So you want it just about, it's a little medium right there. It's just trial and error, honestly. You're just gonna have to play with it the first couple times. Right in there is where I get it. And I'll let it boil. We're gonna let it boil for about 4 hours, and then we'll come back and check it. All the hair, the meat, the lower jaw, all of that will just basically fall off, especially since we've let it sit in the barn for a month. But yeah, check back in and we'll show you the rest of the process.
This is not for those with a weak stomach.
All right, guys, so we've let it boil for probably 3 hours now. We're gonna take it out. It's gonna be really hot. So, oh my God. So, just gonna kind of let it drain, do its thing. Yeah.
Oh, it smells horrible.
You're gonna have to let it cool down because it's very hot.
Show them what you usually put on your face.
It's over there.
I'll get it.
Here.
It got a little wet in the rain. That might help with the smell. For those of you that don't have a strong stomach,
I have a strong stomach and it's very...
yeah, you'll definitely need one of these.
All right. Oh my gosh.
Nice and decomposed.
Very nasty. But if you don't let it cool off, it will burn you. So as you can see, I got gloves on. I've done it without gloves. I don't mind touching it, but your hands will stink for about a week.
Yeah. It's hard to eat when your hands smell like rotten meat. Oh.
So see how it's just falling off? That's because I left it in the barn for about a month. If you go ahead, I've done them the day after, and if you clean them the day after, then it will, oh my gosh, it will stick. I don't really know the exact reason why, but I believe it's because the fatty tissue makes it stick to the bone. So once it
breaks down,
it breaks itself down over a time period if you leave it sitting. So I've got a very sharp knife. It's a Havalon replaceable blade, so be careful. A mistake I've made before is I've cut this way and I've cut down in the bone because the bone is kind of soft right now because it's hot. So you will scar it, just leave a little line in it. So what I advise doing, just go down through there And it just falls off. It's nothing, it's not that hard. Whew. Still
But
really hot.
It's stout.
So, yeah. We're going to get at it. We'll put up a time lapse, kind of show you guys us picking it and cleaning it. But this is really just the tedious part where you got to get a sharp knife and little needle nose pliers and get the cartilage out and clean it up real nice. And see, we'll get it for you. All right, y'all, so it's the next step. We got all the meat and hair off, so we're gonna get down to the picking the little pieces off. What I just got a little small flat head and again, a knife. What you wanna do, I just stick mine in the ground. That way I won't have to worry about it falling or anything. And you wanna just come in, just cut this stuff off. This meat.
And you gotta have Crocs on to do this.
Yeah.
You forgot to mention that. That's a necessity.
Have to wear Crocs. But you want to just pick as much as you can off. We're about to put it back in the pot to boil for about another 3 hours. So most of this other stuff will come off then. But I'll show you right here what I like to do. It's kind of jumbled up all this mess. So one way I solve that, there's an ear cavity right here. See these? They're basically useless. They're hollow. You won't be able to see them anyway. And they actually help if you take these out, there'll be a hole where you can run some wire in there to hang them on the wall. What I do is I put my flathead in there. You can pop it out. It's just a little ear cavity and it comes off, and then it allows you to get the rest of that meat right there. You don't have to pick as much. Again, all that, I'm not gonna get every single little piece because we're gonna boil it again and the rest of it will come off pretty easy then. Now we got all that done. Just get a water hose and just rub all the hair and get all this off. Most of that'll come off whenever you boil it again. So the nose right here, I will say it's this one's on there pretty good. Most of them, probably about 80% of the time, those come off. These pieces right here, the other one is kind of loose, so I may have to show y'all what to do with that if that does happen. Just be cautious of it. Never put it down like that to clean it, because if you push too hard right here, it'll break it. One of the things I was telling you earlier about if you overheat it, this is the crack. I've boiled them too hot, and this crack, it'll separate and overlap each other, and it'll mess them up. So next thing to do, stick it in the ground. You want to, now that I took the ear cavities out, there's holes right here and holes right here. So if you just put your thumb on the water hose, or if you have a spray nozzle, you can spray it and the brain will come out then. You can, sometimes I'll get a screwdriver, or you can get a clothes hanger or whatever and kind of just wiggle it around in there and chop it up.
This is why you see a lot of people pressure wash them, but it's just really not safe for the fragile parts of the skull.
Yeah, if you pressure wash it and you slip and you hit one of these, it can take the color off the horns, which you don't want. Whew. And you can see all that brains coming out, so that's good.
part. You're just trying to get as much as you can off. The biggest struggle is always the nose. There's so much caught in the nose right here. And then there's fragile bone right here that you don't want to knock out either. But whenever you shoot the deer, and you know how blood comes out of a deer's nose, when you shoot it, it clots right here. And this is where it clots because these fine cartilage, this bone is what carries, that's their nose cavity. So the blood comes out and the clots get caught right here. So that's why it's so hard to get it out. This piece and this piece is very fragile. Like I said, about 80% of the time you have to come back and put clear super glue right down through here or around here to hold it. So all of that will come out on the next boil, so I'm not even working with it. So got all cleaned up, got everything off. As you can see, we've got the meat, the eyeballs, for the most part the brain. There's still some meat right here, some stuff around the teeth and the nose. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw it back in there for about another 3 hours. Try to let it boil all of that stuff down. There we go. I may have to add some more water.
Yeah.
But we're going to boil it some more. You want the water just about right here. I'm going to have to adjust them and get them fixed so they can fit right. I have to add some more water, but we'll let them boil for about another 3 hours, and we'll get back with you and show you the rest of it. All right, y'all, so just took them out. They boil for about another 3 hours, so that's probably right at 7 hours total. As you can see, it's pretty clean. It's got some stuff. Most of this is just gonna fall right off. We'll get a little brush and a knife and pick the rest off. I advise you can reach in there and dig the rest out, wash it out with a water hose. That'll come off. And that's it. Looks pretty good.
All right, y'all, so we done cleaned them up, got them out of that last bowl, and got all the rest of the fat and tissue stuck on it. As you can see, it's pretty clean in the nose and around the bases. The back side here is pretty clean. We got down in the brain, got the rest of that. You can see a little bit here, but that's fine. When I bleach it, that'll turn white, and won't even be able to tell it's there. Teeth are clean. To clean these, I just used a hard brush, not a wire brush, because the wire can dig into the bone. So I just used a fine brush that I could, brush it clean and clean the bases a little bit, but you don't want to scrub them too hard because it will rub the color out, and I like that natural color. So this one looks pretty good. So now we come to the step of bleaching it. You want to get you I just laid a bag out, and yeah, we were in the kitchen, so hopefully Alyssa won't kill me. But you want to lay it out on a bag. What I got is a 40 volume. Just got this from the local hair salon. It's $1.99. 40 is the highest it goes. You have 40, 30, 20. 40 is going to be wider, the widest you can get. So I want to bleach it pretty white. So I got that. Then I got this little pack. It's just powder. What you do, I mix this whole bag with about half of this bottle. So I just mixed it right here with a paintbrush. And so what I'm going to do now is just apply it to the skull. You don't want to get it on the horns because it will bleach the horns and take that color out. But as you can see, show you kind of before. See how yellow and pale looking it is. So once I do this, I just want to get it soaked down in the cracks. Just kind of put it down in there. Just get a lot, and I just normally just put it down in the nose cavity and let it get down in there. But you want to go all the way around. You want to completely cover the whole skull. Right here you want to get your brush and get right up to the base, but you don't want to get on the horn, like I said, because it will turn it white. So you want to get right up against it, just like that. Cover this side and the back side. And then what I do is I'll let it sit for I normally let it sit about 6 to 8 hours, and then I'll wash it off. I don't really know the exact time. That's just the time I've always done, because it feels like the longer I let it sit, the whiter they'll get. So I'll let it sit and then I'll wash it off, and then I'll show y'all the finished product. Should look pretty good.
All right, y'all, so while I was at work today, Cody got these pretty little things covered up. He let them sit for about 7 to 8 hours, get them nice and white, and they're looking really good. So he's decided he's gonna rinse them off and show y'all how they turned out.
All right, y'all, so we got them all rinsed off. They turned out really good. The nose looks good. All around it looks really good. Let's see. It's really clean. Turned out really good. The thing I will say, it didn't happen with these, but if you ever have any problems, it's still a little loose. You can see this part, and then the middle piece right here. If that ever does happen, you can always get super glue, clear super glue, and just put a little bit in between and hold it together, and it'll glue it right back. But I'm not gonna worry about it with these. I'm just gonna hang them up and they'll be good to go. But that's it. That's how you do a European mount, and they turned out really good. Happy with them. If you have any other questions, just let us know. Message us on our Instagram page, and we'll try to help you out. Thank y'all for following, and hope this helps you.